Hey folks, it's Mad Rabbit. I wanted to give you a channel update. Things have changed since the last time. I think my last update video was July 16th. Well, that's quite a few months ago. But if you remember, I was talking about a couple things that are coming up for me at the channel here, some changes. In that video, I described saying, well, I had to separate some of the playlists for the Elder Scrolls Online surveys and treasure maps are now in separate playlists. But I was also talking about my channel monetization. This is kind of important for the channel here. So most of the video is going to be about this particular subject because it could mean some really major changes here for me on my end. And yes, it might affect viewership and whether I'm even on YouTube anymore and stuff. I want to explain all that. I just want to really quickly go over one more thing, one small thing. I think next week, well, we're at today, the 26th of October, 2021. So next week, Tuesday, if I'm understanding correctly, is the release of the next DLC for Elder Scrolls Online. So you'll probably see the two treasure maps come up shortly thereafter, because usually those smaller zones only get two treasure maps. I'm assuming that's going to be the case here. And if there's any like puzzle videos I need to make for it, like a guide for it, you might see those shortly thereafter. Because I'll try and like go through the storyline as quickly as I can with my main character on that. So with that out of the way. If you didn't watch the past couple of videos, update videos that I've uploaded, the one from July 16th is probably the previous one. I may have explained it. I don't know if I explained it in that one, though. I don't really remember. Maybe it was the one before it. But, all right, so how this started was I think it was in June, YouTube started to collect taxes on monetized creators on YouTube. And initially, it was like they would say up to 20%, right? So now I'm with a network, and the network takes a large chunk percentage of my ad revenue already. So I think I may have explained it in those videos or that previous video that they're taking 40% of my profits already. And so on top of YouTube are collecting 20% for taxes, I was making like nothing per video. And I saw a major drop off in my ad revenue. And without going into all of it, obviously just look at the past few channel update videos where I talked about my living situation and all that. So it's obviously I need the money. And it's not even all that much money. It's not like what you would call a livable wage or anything by any stretch of the means. But now that things have kind of gotten a little more lucrative for me here on YouTube, I'm able to use this as a little bit of a supplement to some of my expenses. I'm not working a day job. I have some disabilities. That's just the way my life is right now. And I'm not mooching off the system. So I have no way to pay my bills. And so my living situation with my father is he helped me out a little bit with just, basically living for free here. So I don't want to take advantage of that, but I got to keep my car on the road and I got to keep this, keep these expenses, this basic expenses. I'm not buying gold rings and stuff like that and ivory back scratchers. So I have a limited amount of money to just live, you know what I mean? Like for food and things you kind of need, and keeping my car on the road, which is an older car, and it's like I'm throwing money at it, and let's just say that. So what little money I'm making on YouTube, I need the money. You know what I mean? I'm not a greedy person. I wasn't going for, well, like, oh, I need to buy a Lamborghini kind of a thing. I'm not looking for that kind of stuff. But so what I'm saying here is, by necessity, I said I looked into the tax information and I got that worked out. It's because the first month that they did that, they took basically the full amount. And I think they're taking a much lesser amount now, or maybe none. So I think I'm okay with the tax stuff. but still, it did kind of open my eyes to how much over these past so many years my network's been taking from me. And I basically talked to you last time about the pros and cons of all this stuff, but long story short is I don't think they really offer me enough to justify taking that large of a percentage. So I contacted them back then, and they said, well, your contract's up in November, so contact us ahead of time. And that was literally like yesterday. So I contacted them yesterday. I said, look, I will take a lower percentage. And they said, well, we'll lower it to this amount, but not to that amount. And I said, well, that's just not going to work for me. It was only a small amount they were going to give me back. So apparently they don't want to work with me here. I would have taken maybe a number in between there. They didn't come back with a counter offer. So I said, well, I guess there's nothing else we can do here. You kind of backed me into a corner. So, I said, all right, well, we're going to have to sever our basically our contract will end when the contract runs out at the end of November, which is about a month from now, folks. So a month from now they're telling me in the reply email, okay, well, good luck on all your future adventures or whatever, and telling me about a couple things that are going to happen here. When this all becomes official at the end of November, which is next month, my channel will be set back to demonetize, and I'll have to go through the process of getting monetized again through YouTube. And what that means is I'm making zero money at that point on my videos. I'll have to go through the whole rigmarole again of getting all these videos monetized, which means I would have to fight for every solitary video, and their automatic detection system, I would have to go through all of it all over again. Now, the whole point I went with the network was so that would ease that process. Now, they were promising me the world with like, oh, you'll get more clicks if you use all of our tools. And I used their tools early on, and it didn't help. Okay, most of my growth over the past several years has been from myself and nothing to do with their tools. So, in my opinion, it still just wasn't worth staying with them. So now what's going to happen here is at the end of next month, I'm going to have to submit my channel again for monetization, and then all 3,000 some odd videos, I'm going to have to literally sit here and resubmit them and fight just to see if I can get them even monetized, the videos. Now that is going to be a lot of work. And if it's going to be like it was in the old days, it might mean a lot of my videos aren't going to get monetized for ridiculous reasons, just because their automatic system just picks up on something that they don't like, and they're going to say nope, and I'm going to sit here and try and fight it, and inevitably this could end up being a major problem for me. Maybe in the end most of them will get monetized. I don't know. That's even if they accept my channel for monetization, which they should. I mean, they did before, though. And obviously we're much larger now than we were before. So what could end up happening is, there's a lot of ways this could play out. I'll be making 100% profit from the videos that do get monetized, but if they, give me issues on a lot of videos, a lot of them won't be. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what does that mean? I mean, do I just leave those up anyway, or do I take them down, or what do I do? I don't know. I don't really like the idea of other people making money off of my videos. And I don't like the idea of YouTube making money off of my videos. So there's a lot of options I'm looking at right now. For now, it's kind of a wait and see to see where I'm going to be at. I'll probably have another video out like this shortly after, probably in December sometime, when I find out, A, if I'm going to get monetized at all, and B, if they're going to give me problems on a lot of videos. And then I will probably give you an update on where this is going. Because what I'm going to be doing now in the meantime, I have a month really to kind of play around with things here, is I'm going to be looking at alternative websites for hopefully putting my videos up on. In the old days, I mean, I know a lot of channels have gotten completely demonetized, and they're able to support themselves through things like Patreon and stuff like that, and Subscribestar and some of these other things. I wasn't a big fan of Patreon, so I'm not sure that people would be able to support me on here in that way to the point where I'm what I was getting paid for. I mean, I know I could try stuff like that, but I'm probably not going to go that route. I shut down the Patreon I did have, and mainly just because I'm not a big fan of that company and what they've supported with their money. So I can't in good conscience go with them. So I have to look at my other options. There's a couple places I'm looking at. I'm not going to mention them. I mean, one I have an account on, but I don't have my videos on. And another one that would be great also, would probably be perfect. But the thing is, it has like a subscription thing where you put your videos on it and people would basically pay even to see your stuff. But you can make some stuff public. But if I made everything public, then I'd be making no money off the ad revenue, I mean, or anything anyway. There's no ads. It's just they pay you. You get paid like a whatever you set it at, like $5 a month or something like that. Or I wouldn't do $5. I'd try and lower it, but so I'd have to see how that works with that particular that website. It would be like if they don't organize things into playlists or their search is difficult, then it would be difficult for people to find my stuff on their thing anyway. So I'm going to have to do a lot of work over this month looking into these sites, scouting them out basically, and seeing if it's going to work for this type of content. I know most of you come on here for my surveys and treasure map videos for Elder Scrolls Online. And also, I know there's a lot of people still subscribed that probably are here for older Let's Plays and stuff like that. That maybe, well, you're interested in this to hear what's going to go on with the channel, but I don't really know right now what's going to happen. You're not going to see any change for this month, this coming up month of November, but December is going to be chaotic here. I may be copying. Now think about it. I'd have to copy the videos themselves. Also, kind of copy all the little descriptions and tags for each video. And now you multiply that times 1,000 for maybe one or two other. If I do this on one or two other websites, I know BitChute has a way to mirror your site, and I tried working with them, trying to get it to work, and it wouldn't work or something. So I'm going to try and contact them again. But I don't know if they have an ad revenue service over there anyway. So I'm not sure. I like the idea of going with them as my exclusive place to upload my videos. But I kind of want to leave the ones here monetized that YouTube allows to be monetized. But the ones that aren't allowed to be monetized, I would maybe make those videos unavailable to you. I don't know. Maybe I leave them up if I'm still making enough money here. I really don't know. Everything right now is it's up in the air. I'm looking at ideas and thinking about what I could do, and I'm not sure. What it boils down to is I'm just not sure. I really don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do. It's I know I suspected, and I had a little bit of a fear and anxiety about this back, in June, July, when I first contacted them, that I had a feeling this is what it was going to be. They were going to make me go through all this again. So it's scary because if this don't work out money-wise, I'm in bad shape. You know what I mean? So I really do hope it works out. Ultimately, you know, what I want is for me, if this were to work out, is not I wouldn't have to go to these other alternate sites. I may still put the videos up on alternate sites anyway. So in case something happens in the future, my channel's been in good my channel's been in good standing all these years, and I've been on here for over 10 years. Even on my other channel, I'm clicking through some of the things. I have no copyright strikes. I have no I'm just looking through again just to make sure I don't have any copyright. No, I have no copyright strikes. I have no demonetized videos out of all these 3,000 plus videos. I went through the whole rigmarole if something was contested to actually fight it, and that's mostly more so back before I was with this network. The network did, I assume, behind the scenes, they just smoothed all these things in there. But why I have to go and get them all remonetized again, and then now I'm gonna have to fight them, I don't know. Now I'm hearing things on different forums and things saying like, oh, the whole process is a lot easier now. Remember, I did this all originally back in 2013, and now it's supposedly easier. Well, that's what I'm hearing. I don't know. See, I'm not gonna know till I'm going through it, and then you're screwed. I mean, I can't undo all this. So, no, I'm not regretting my decision from putting in to leave the network here, but it's gonna create chaos for me, and it could end up screwing me over. But then, like, maybe somewhere down the road, I could say like, well, maybe it was all for the best, but it's just going to create a lot of stress for me over this month and next month. Probably more so when all this kicks in November 29th. So I want you guys to know that. I'm not saying all the channel's closing down. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is I'm going to probably be having another video out here in December explaining what has happened once I find out what's going to happen, So I won't know that till the end of November. So, and then I have a month here to think about things, and I might actually start working on literally transferring all 3,000 some odd videos over to some of these other sites. And then what I'll be doing on here is basically using YouTube to advertise for that stuff over there on these other sites, which no one's going to want to go over these other sites. Let's face it, YouTube sucks, but everyone uses it. So it kind of kills things for you. They basically kind of have a monopoly, even though these other sites exist. I'll never be able to do well on them. I might scrape by, I might get a couple people to come over there, but it's not gonna be good for me in the long run in some ways, but maybe it will. Maybe I'll be able to break even with what I'm making now. Inevitably, in the end, I don't know. Now I think about the longevity of Elder Scrolls Online. I've tried to look it up, like, how many years are they planning on going with Elder Scrolls Online? There'll be survey videos and treasure map videos for the foreseeable future for all the DLCs and the chapters that come out. There's one chapter per year, and then one DLC per year, which is a smaller zone usually. So going on forward, those are what I want to make, and I want to make the Sky Shard videos. So I expanded outward and started doing Sky Shard videos. And then plus, I'd sort of like to go and do those guides again. So I don't know. I wanted to do beginner guides, but ever since I was thinking about this thing, I'm thinking, well, you know what? I'm going to wait and see, when it's all done and said and done, then maybe I'll start working on those. But it does kind of kill your enthusiasm to want to make content on here. I haven't had a video up since August 5th. That was the last survey video I've done. It was just like a redo of one of the older ones I've done because it was a little bit, I didn't like the original one. I got a complaint. So I said, you know what? I could sort of see the complaint there. So I'm making two versions of this one survey video for Craglorn. And there's one more video I got to redo one of the Sky Shard videos for Shadowfen, because for some weird reason, when I changed over onto my new computer, my rendering program doesn't like rendering videos sometimes, and it gives me a problem. And for some reason, one little segment on one of those sky shards didn't work right, so I'm gonna have to redo Shadowfen sky shard video to actually have that one missing one, which means I'm gonna have to make a whole new character. I'm gonna have to buy a character slot and make a whole new character and go through the whole stupid zone with just one character, and then probably delete that character after, just to get the stupid video. See the extent of what I go through for you guys just to make that. I might maybe do it with a character. I think all my characters have done the sky shards in Shadowfen already, so maybe I'll just do it and you'll not see the video, the sky shards being lit up or something. I don't know yet how I'm going to do that, because I really don't want to buy another character slot, but all right, so now that you know what all the weird stuff that's going on with this channel, with the monetization and the network, and a little word to everyone: look into it if you're like got a gaming channel or any channel really on YouTube. Look into, before you get a lot of content up, look into putting your videos up on alternate sites and doing them at the same time, because it'll save you a lot of problems. Like, I'm going to run into a lot of problems here, a lot of work doing what I have to do, what I've just explained to you. So if you're planning on making videos, look into putting these things up on alternate sites now before you have a lot of content out. And I would really look into whether or not a network is good for you before you ever sign up with them. Because they're going to take a large chunk of your money. They'll promise you the world, of course, saying, oh, we'll get you views, and our tools are great, and they're professional this and professional that. And it just didn't work for me, and it didn't work for a lot of people. I've looked out there, and it doesn't really work. Now, if your content is stuff you're going to have to fight YouTube's copyright system and fight YouTube's auto robots claiming, show us proof that you own this, or how do I show you proof that I own this or that? I don't know how to do that. And you have to fight, and you have to talk like a lawyer on these things to get each solitary video monetized. And just think about that, multiply that times 3,000 for me. And there's other people that upload tons of videos. I can name channels, but I won't. But some of them upload 3, 4, 5 videos a day and have done so for years. So they literally have tens of thousands of videos up there. So, I mean, think about it. It's an inordinate amount of work that these people would do just to fight YouTube and its robots, just to somehow convince the robot to let your channel get a shiny nickel every time someone maybe clicks on your video. Or actually probably have more like a penny. And then you add that up over time, and you're making a few nickels off a video. But you know what I mean? So it's just, it's not fun, I mean, if I go to some of these alternate websites, I know one of them I'm looking at has a live streaming thing going on now too. Maybe I'll do live streams over there. Maybe I'll do live streams over here. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe I'll use YouTube to advertise for the other pages I open up on these other alternate sites, or I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out. So I'll just say I got so much anxiety right now over this situation that I need to mellow out and just start taking some baby steps into looking into these things today. Maybe I'll probably start doing that. And then when I say, oh, this is good, this is bad, advantages and disadvantages of each one of these pages. Like I said, BitChute, it's got some disadvantages there. I'm not really sure I want to go with them. And so I'm thinking of a couple other ones that I'm going to look at. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. I don't know I can't predict what's going to happen in the future, but you will keep an eye out. Probably December, early December. I'll let you know what's going on with all this once I find out what is really going on with all this. So now if my network comes back and gives me a counter offer and says, we'll give you an 80-20 split. All right, good. I'll take it, believe me. But just to save me the hassle of all this. But I still may, even if they did by some miracle come back and do that for me, and I'll take that deal. But I'm not going to go for anything higher than that. That's worse for me, and I'll just have to suck it up, you know. But if they come back, I'll take that deal. So just to save myself the problem, the trouble. I still think they're not worth it, but you know, that's something you'd have to look at if you're a YouTuber and you're thinking about it. Honestly, think about broadening out to other sites and using these other sites. You know, I probably told you this last time. I shut my Twitter down because again, that site's another cesspool. Looking into maybe alternates for that, but if no one uses these alternates, what's the point of making an account on the alternates? I just don't like social media, so. But I know that to grow, you got to be on social media. So maybe that was a mistake. I don't know. I really don't give a crap at this point, I guess. All right. I know I rambled a real long time here, and thank you for sticking with me on this, listening to it all, just maybe to wrap your mind around it, maybe learn something. I don't know. And maybe maybe you can avoid these mistakes yourself. I don't know. But there it is. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. And yes, next month, actually, well, maybe a little over a month from now, you'll get another video like this where I explain what I'm doing. And yeah, it could be bad, it could be good. I don't really don't know. So yeah, well, pray for me. So, all right. See you next time, folks. Adios.